going on, Jerome's? Daniel Jeremiah, Graham Poobah of the NFL Draft, mock draft, scouting, all that stuff, released his top 50 prospects in the 2025 NFL Draft class. And yeah, the Vikings only have one pick in the top 50. But the Vikings surely will have a crack at some of the top tier talent in this class, where this is kind of a weird draft where top end isn't really there, right? It's quarterbacks, edge rushers, everything. But if you get down to the meat of things, like the Vikings are situated pretty damn good, where between pick 20 and say 70, there's going to be 50 really damn good players all up in that mix. So we want to pick through some of his top 50 players and highlight 5 players that we like. Now, this doesn't mean that the players that we don't talk about we hate. Nah, it's ain't that. Just 5 players that we haven't really talked about too much during the early part of this draft process for the Vikings, and 5 guys I think it would fit in very well here in purple. Number 1, Tyler Booker, of course. And he's listed at 14. I'm not sure how things are going to shake out because Booker is one of the only true guards in this class. There's a lot of tackles that could shift inside, but I think overall, like, there will still be a devaluation of the guards, and Booker's still OG1 for this class, and I think that he potentially could be there at 24. And even if the Vikings hammer down on guard in the draft, I think that they should consider Booker in terms of going BPA. This wrote DJ wrote, Booker is one of the cleaner evaluations in the draft class. He has ideal size. He's 6'5", 325. Awareness and consistency. In the pass game, he sets with a wide, firm base and easily absorbs power rushers. He keeps his hands tight, and when he locks on, he wins. When he's uncovered, he looks for work and delivers some nasty shots to unsuspecting opponents. In the run game, he can move defenders lined up over his nose, and he is excellent on combo blocks up to the second level. He takes great angles, and he gathers and walls off linebackers. Souses at Alabama compares leadership qualities to those of former Tide star Will Anderson Jr. I don't know, what about Diamond Dallas Turner? Booker should be an immediate starter with Pro Bowl potential. And Booker at Alabama primarily played left guard. 10 pressures allowed, 0 sacks, which is good, as well as an 86.5 pass block rate, plus can block zone, can block man, can do everything, man. So Booker, if he's there at 24, just turn the card in. All right, and the Vikings certainly could have other needs, but draft BPA and go from there. Also, one of the needs, defensive line. So this is a really damn good defensive line class. Ooh, here's what's interesting. Deion Walker did not make DJ's top 50. Interesting. You know, the man-sized nose tackle from Kentucky. But Kenneth Grant, another man-sized nose tackle who's 6'3", 339, part of J.J. McCarthy's national title team. He and Mason Graham, dynamic duo on the inside. And Grant, I mean, Graham gets all the hype and the hoopla. I'm really happy to see that DJ sees that Grant is no slouch either. So he's ranked number 18 overall. Grant is a massive defensive tackle with intriguing quickness and power. He's very much a work in progress as a pass rusher. He flashes quick, violent hands to club swim for wins, but far too often he doesn't have a plan and stalls out. He hasn't learned to harness his strength to bull rush and consistently collapse a pocket. Certainly something that can be developed. That should be at the top of his agenda this coming season. He's a very dominant run defender. He easily holds the line at the point of attack, despite playing with a high pad level. I love his effort and awareness to chase down screens. If you want to see what Grant is capable of, watch Michigan's game against USC in the 2024 season. His upside was on full display that day. Unfortunately, he couldn't bottle that performance up and down season. Overall, there was some assembly required, but his physical tools are very loud and worth the investment. And Grant, only 6.5 career sacks, 86.3 run defense grade, but also 27 pressures. And it really is, we say this all the time, sacks are a little bit of puck luck, but are you consistently getting there? And 27 pressures certainly ain't nothing to sneeze at for a nose tackle. Also, Derrick Harmon. I love Derrick Mock Harmon, former Michigan State defensive lineman, transferred to Oregon last year, checks in at 22 overall. He's 6'5", 330, 5 sacks this year for the Ducks, 55 pressures, 86.2 pass rush grade. This is what DJ wrote. Harmon is a quick, disruptive defensive tackle with excellent instincts as a pass rusher. He has quick hands to knock away the punch of opposing linemen. He also has a club rip move that helps him collect early wins. He flashes an occasional bull rush, but I'd like to see more of it because it's effective. Against a run, he's very aware and avoids getting displaced by down blocks. He can anchor down and versus double teams, and he excels at shooting gaps to disrupt and redirect runners. Overall, Harmon has a great feel for the game and can create a lot of havoc despite lacking an elite trait. And Harmon, at 6'5", 330, like, he still has positional versatility. where he can line up as 3-tech, 4-tech on the nose. Like there's a lot of things to like, and I think that he could be one of the more souped up pass rushing nose tackles that fit in with the modern NFL. Next, so Shamar Stewart at 27, I like a lot as a potential 5-tech for the Vikings defense, where I like what Tillery and Bullard have done. But if you can get someone out there who's 6'6", 290, long arms that can set the edge against the run as well as get after the passer, it's exactly what you need. 4.5 career sacks, but also 39 pressures this season as a 5-tech, and DJ gets into it here. Stewart is a long, dynamic, and athletic edge rusher. He generates a lot of pressure, but struggles to finish in the passing game. That's why his low sack total, 4.5 3 seasons, I just said that, is misleading. He still impacts the game even without major sack production. He has a very explosive first step, and he uses his long arm move to run offensive tackles back to the passer. He bends well at the top of his rush for such a big edge defender. He has an outstanding closing burst once he clears the tackle. He does need to add more moves to his arsenal, but I guarantee defensive line coaches are going to be lining up to work with him. Against the run, he can easily set the edge and has the speed to chase and make plays on the backside. I'm sure some will struggle to see past the limited sack total, but there's just too much talent there to fall into that trap. You know who else had 4.5 sacks during his college career? Danielle Hunter at LSU. I'm not saying that Stewart is that, but Stewart, given his propensity to be able to get pressure but not close, like he's creating a lot of opportunities for everyone else, and I think that's exactly what is going to happen at the NFL level. I think that he will eventually learn some more moves and be able to close a little bit better, but constantly collapsing the pocket and making sure that the quarterback has to move off the spot and get off schedule, that only is going to open things up for everyone else, especially on the Flores blitz-heavy defense. Lastly, Treveyon Henderson. This is a really good running back class, man. It really is good. And I love me some Caleb Johnson. Amarian Hampton's interesting as well. Sampson. But Henderson, you can't watch Treveyon Henderson and not see Dalvin or James Cook, especially on screens. Right, and Henderson, 5'10", 210, returned for his senior season, won national title. Henderson and Judkins split time in the backfield for the Buckeyes, but 1,016 rushing yards, career 6.4 yards per carry, 48 total touchdowns, 42 on the ground. Like I like Henderson a lot, man. This is what DJ wrote. Number 36 overall. Henderson is a muscled-up runner with elite speed and versatility. He is patient to the hole before exploding through with high knees. He has long speed to destroy pursuit angles once he gets into the open field. He needs to improve his contact balance, though. Too often his feet stop when met at or near the line of scrimmage. He has a lower body strength to power through. If he keeps driving his feet in the passing game, he runs a wide variety of routes with quickness and savvy. He has strong, reliable hands. He's an elite pass protector. He is quick to identify blitzers and attack them. He strains the finish sometimes well after the ball has been caught downfield. Overall, Henderson is a 3-down weapon, brimming with big play potential. That is Dalvin Cook. That is James Cook. That is everything, man. And it's exactly the type of running back that would fit in great with the Kevin O'Connell scheme. Now, 24 seems a little bit too high, but if the Vikings do get involved in a trade down situation or a trade up situation, Henderson could certainly be a target there. But overall, like we said, there's a ton of other players in the top 50 that definitely strike the fancy, but this is a good draft specifically for what the Vikings need. They need defensive linemen. This is one of the most replete defensive line classes in quite a while. This might be the best running back class in a decade plus, so we're going to be good to go there. Also, Tyler Booker. That's it. Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. 5 Vikings draft crushes in Daniel Jeremiah's top 50. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull production value.